guys, welcome back to the Laker family, where I want to kind of put my 2 cents in on the whole Ben Simmons deal. Yes, this is a Laker channel, but I still would like to cover other things from time to time, especially after my team got put out early. Um, I wanted to cover the Ben Simmons thing because it's one of the hot topics going around still right now, and I have a lot of cousins, but one of my cousins is a Philadelphia 76ers fan, and so this one is kind of for him as well. Um, and I just wanted to kind of give a better blame pie, um, for lack of a better word, to talk about, because I feel like a lot of the heat is just being squarely put on Ben Simmons, and a lot of it deservedly so. But other people are going under the radar, not being mentioned. To me, it does not start with Ben Simmons. The problem does not start with Embiid, Tobias Harris, whoever is playing. It doesn't start with Doc Rivers. The problem with what happened with the Philadelphia 76ers is the GMs. It's Elton Brand currently, and whoever was there before Elton Brand. Those are the ones that are going completely under the radar with uh, just no blame, nobody's talking about them, nothing. Um, to me, the GMs did not do a great job as far as drafting. Uh, they done some good things with signings, with free agents and trades, stuff like that. Yeah, they've done some good things, but their most catastrophic problem area was drafting. And I know sometimes that the coach has a little say so on that, but ultimately the GM is the overseer of these things. Um, you just did not draft well, uh, and I'm comparing it to the Lakers organization, because that's I mainly know my team. So you had Ben Simmons at LSU, coming out, during college. He was still in all the headlines, especially at the beginning of the college season, just running away with everything, and he was the consensus number one pick for the most part of the college season. And when I saw this kid, I want to say the Lakers were terrible at that point. Um, I think it was either we was in the D'Angelo Russell stages then, and yeah, we were in the D'Angelo Russell era, and um, Kobe was I think Kobe was still on that team, because I know Kobe left in 2016. So we were looking to get another number one draft pick, because Kobe was on his way out the door, and we were going to try to make D'Angelo Russell the main guy, and then add another number one pick to that roster to help us try to rebuild going forward, life after Kobe. Um, and I was looking at Ben Simmons. I was like, okay, this could be the start. This could be the great star we need. If we end up with a number one pick, this will be the great turnaround. We don't have to go as long of being at the bottom. If we can get D'Angelo Russell, Ben Simmons in there, and get some good signings in there and get things going. But I want to say midway through the college season, I saw some red flags in Ben Simmons' part, as far as the mentality side. It was a lot of like, kind of I don't care, and taking plays off. Oh, I'm just trying to help it get to the league, and kind of screw college. I can care less about the tournament. I was seeing those red flags, but you saw the talent there, but that was kind of scary. And as you know, mentality plays a big part in what type of player you can ultimately become, because talent is only the half of it. And you see with players like Wiggins, the kind of not really caring, all the talent in the world, but the mentality level did not bring him up to an even upper echelon. So players like that, you have to now take mentality more so of a factor than ever now, because you're seeing now when kids get in here, they have all the talent in the world. They just don't have the mental makeup to take them to that level, that next level that they're supposed to be in. So those were red flags at the time, but at that time, people wasn't so much worried about mentality. They were more worried about the physical gifts, the physical attributes. Do you have them or do you not have them? People were mainly focused on that. And then that's when I started seeing Brandon Ingram emerge kind of late into the college season. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute, wait a minute. People was kind of going goo goo gaga over Ben Simmons. Hold on. And I instantly started falling in love with the kid, Ingram, because I felt like the league was moving towards shooting. And Ingram possessed that. He was a knockdown shooter in college. To me, he was even a better shooter in college than he was his first couple of years in the league, the NBA league. And I was like, that's the guy. That's the guy. I love Ben Simmons, but that's the guy. We need him. The league is going towards Warriors style play. That's going to send us places, much further. I like the way Ben Simmons play makes and things like that. He's very strong, but Ingram, that I said it right then. It's no lie. You can go back. I got cousins to vouch for me and everything on that. So I was like, man, I'm kind of scared to get the first pick, because the Lakers are going to be forced into grabbing Ben Simmons. And so I was like, hey, I don't mind if we get the second pick. And so when the draft came around and we ended up with the second pick, I jumped up. I was so happy. They hadn't even called out. And they were going number 3, number 2. I didn't care about who got what were they going to call it. Once they said Lakers at number 2, I jumped up. I was happy. I said, we got our guy. We got our guy. Ingram he kind of started just like how he started his first season with the Lakers slow. That's how he did in college. But he took off that second half, and I said, this guy could potentially go number 1. And the 76ers had an opportunity. They brought him in. And I, for whatever reason, maybe they were pressured as well to go with Ben Simmons as the number 1 pick. But so then you had the season actually take place, the NBA season. You had Ben Simmons get hurt. Ingram played. He got ridiculed. I'm talking about shamed for the media, everybody, Laker fans, you name it, because he only ended up averaging 9 points that season. And I was saying, people, just hold on. They told you at the draft, Ben Simmons is the best player right now. But Ingram has the higher ceiling of becoming the best player from this draft. Give him a 3 to 4 years growth period, and he can become the number 1 player out of this draft. People heard that and still didn't care. They still blasted him. And that's why you had Ingram ultimately getting traded out, because people just gave up on him, even though they told you give him 3 to 4 years of growth. Especially due to his body frame. He was very thin. If you see Ingram now compared to his rookie year, he was very, very thin. So he was getting pushed around, no physicalness, couldn't get to the rim because he was getting pushed around. But I was just saying, give him time. He's only 17. He's the youngest player in this draft. Give him time to get his body bigger. Stuff like that. People did not want to listen. People are so much into the moment. Now, the people that were so into the moment, look where they are now. The Laker fans that were into the moment, now they wish they can have Ingram back. The 76ers fans that were into the moment, now they're rethinking that. Oh, dang. If we had the shooting and the playmaking of an Ingram to stretch the floor for an Embiid, where would we be right now? So that was to me a mistake right there. Now they have to trade Ben Simmons for a bag of chips, but I'm not going to go as far as to say that that was an all-time mistake, because Ben Simmons is still a great talent. It's just that that was not the right fit for the 76ers. Um, uh, by now, you guys could have had that on your team with a couple more pieces and would have went further, because today's game is you need more people that can stretch the floor. And be as good as he is, he could have been even more of a monster with somebody like Ingram that can stretch the floor, play make, things like that. Um, then you go to the year where you had Markelle Fultz, Lonzo Ball, so on and so forth in that draft. Um, the 76ers were so bent on getting that number one pick. So hell bent on getting the number one pick. We got to get the number one pick. We got to get, and it was kind of indicative of the process. They wanted to always get the number one pick, always get the number. Okay, that's fine, but you have to make the right pick. And a lot of teams have destroyed or just derailed their trajectory off of not picking correctly in the draft. Um, so when you don't pick correctly in the draft, you have to pin all your hopes on nailing free agency right. You have to get free agency all the way right when you do not draft right. Markelle Fultz, where is he right now? I mean, he's been riddled with injuries. He picked his career up a tad bit once he got to Orlando, but he's still been riddled with injuries there. So the Celtics got away with a steal. They were able to move back and grab Jason Tatum. Where would the 76ers be right now if they had Jason Tatum and Embiid on the same team? So the Ben Simmons, matter of fact, they would have still had Ben Simmons on their team. Imagine that. So you botch the trade with Ingram, and then you turn around and botch the trade with botch the draft. I'm sorry, you botched the draft with Markelle Fultz as well. So even if you messed up with Markelle Fultz, y'all had a chance to draft Lonzo, who got ridiculed his first year, and then the second year he had to play with LeBron and get acclimated, and it was just a whole different switcheroo. But if you see the stat differences here from the growth level of Ben Simmons and Brandon Ingram, you see which player has shown growth from year to year versus a player who has shown stats dip from year to year. You have a player in Lonzo Ball who's shown growth despite the ridicule kind of placed on his dad as well, versus Markelle Fultz, who's been riddled with injuries, basically just non-usable for a team, and with the mental issues he's had and everything else, which is a serious issue. But still, when you get that high up in the draft, you cannot screw it up. Now Philly is booing Ben Simmons and want him gone, deservedly so. And y'all not alone. The Lakers are in the same boat as far as Kyle Kuzma. But Kyle Kuzma wasn't a high draft pick anyway. I mean, he was like number 26, 27, somewhere in there. So even that is almost excusable versus a top 3 pick that you screw up. At the time, Kyle Kuzma was really, we got a steal at that time. His rookie season, if we would have traded Kyle Kuzma his rookie season, we could have got a haul back for him. But because we let it play out and we kept him a little bit too long, and now you see all the deficiencies, all the flaws that he really has, now you can only get a bag of chips for him. The same thing with Ben Simmons. You kept him a year too long, and which people have been questioning for the longest now. Do they really fit, him and Embiid? When you could have got a haul back for him, but now only thing you can possibly get is a box of Girl Scout cookies for him. You're lucky if you can get more than that. So this is not to bash Philly or nothing like that, because the Lakers are in the same boat as far as we're kind of in limbo and have to nail this upcoming off season, or it's going to be a disaster going forward. So our teams are kind of similar in both aspects. We have to nail this off season because this is going to be crucial going forward for both of our teams. So I I was right as far as my beliefs on Ben Simmons coming out of the draft, and I got to give my cousin credit. He was right about Kyle Kuzma. He was telling me, the guy is he's not as good as being as advertised, and this, that, and the third. And he was right. So I got to give him credit where credit is due, and it is what it is. I pride myself because I want to say about 95% of the time I'm right on stuff. But if somebody makes a point and they're right on it, you got to give them credit where credit is due. But that's all I have for this video. And thank y'all for watching and supporting my channel. Please help my channel grow so I can reach a bigger audience. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.